This is a quick video for going over um, right before you take the quiz, even if we put it as warm up before the quiz day 3. I just wanted to have a video of it for those of you who wants to review this before you come to for the test, for the quiz. So the first question is, a circle is defined by the equation x plus 5x squared plus y minus 2 squared equals to 100. Circle all points that lie on the circle. So one option you have is to just go ahead and plot those points and see the coordinates and see if any one of them would match and see if it actually be on the circle. So I'll show you that method, but let me show you the other method. The other method is, since they give you the coordinates for x and y, all you do is take the x coordinate, plug it into the x, take the y coordinate, and plug it into the y. Then when you do plug in, if the result is 100, that means it lies on the circle. So all I have to do is 5 is the x plus 5 squared plus, for the y I have 2 minus 2 squared equals to 100. It has to equal, question mark. I don't know if it does equal to 100. So I can just say 5 plus 5 is 25, right? No, 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 squared plus 2 minus 2 is 0 squared. So 10 squared gives you 100 equals to 100. Then they are equal. That means this point is going to lie on the circle. Okay, so you do the same thing. I think it makes it easier if you use the calculator. Let me show you how you guys can do that. All right, so I pull out my calculator and I'm going to clear it, and I'm just going to put the next set of numbers. So I have, for the next set of numbers would be, so since they gave you, you have to have, you're going to end up having multiple answer. I'll try the next one. Or we can just try the first one and I can show you how you can do the first one. So I'll just do open a parentheses, 5 plus 5, close it, square, plus, open a parentheses, 2 minus 2, close parentheses, squared. So when you press enter, this would give you 100. But you also wanted to test if the next number, which is 5 negative 6, is going to be on the circle. So instead of typing the whole thing, I'll just do second enter. That means it'll put this equation you see here back again. So what I will do is I'll just go back and just change the x coordinate. The x coordinate for the next problem is 5, so I don't need to do anything. But the y coordinate is 6, so I'll come to the y coordinate and change it to 6. So once I change that, I feel like this was easier to do. This gives you 116. So 116 is not 100. That means this point here is not going to be the point on the circle. So then you have to try the rest of them. Just to give you a hint, altogether you should come up with 5 points that is going to be on the line. So the other method we're going to do is using the, if you actually graph it, would that help you to see, or would you know, if that would be another option. So let me pull up my graph and I'll show you how we can do it that way. All right, so now I pulled the graph up. So to first I'm gonna draw my circle. So this is the equation of the circle, right? So when I look at x plus 5, y minus 2, I know my center is going to be the opposite of this, which is negative 5 and positive 2. So that would be my center. Radius is the square root of 100, which is 10. So I'm going to count 10 to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this makes it a little bit hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this might not be a good idea because the points will be off the graph and it's kind of hard to create a circle. So I think the best way is just to use the equations, plug it in and check it, because sometimes you might get a number like here. You don't know how curved the circle would be. Would it go over that one or not? So just to help yourself from making those kind of mistakes, just go ahead and plug those numbers in, and it actually gives you 100. Okay. All right, number two, a circle is defined by a center at 3 and 2 and the radius of r equals 5. Circle all the points that lie on the same line. So this is the same question as number one. The only difference here, they did not give you the equation of the circle. So you have to write down the equation of the circle first. So I'll just write the equation. It's going to be x minus, this is positive 3, right? That's the center. It's going to be 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals to 5 squared, which end up being x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals to 25. So that would be my center. Then the next thing is circle all the points that lie on this circle. So that means when you create the circle, this is your center. Let's say this is 3 and 2. Okay. The points you're picking need to be on the circle, okay? On the line of the circle, not inside or outside, but it needs to be on it. So graphing it makes it harder because the curve is very hard to define. I mean, you will definitely know if it is off the chart, like, by big number, but when it's close, it's kind of hard to tell. So the best way to do is just to get your calculator out and put those numbers in and see if you can make sure that they are on like equals to 25. So the equation is x minus 3. So I'm going to do the first one, which is negative 2, positive 2. So I'll put negative 2 minus 3 squared plus, open a parentheses, and y is 2 minus 2, parentheses, close parentheses, squared, and I press enter. If I press enter and I get 25, then that negative 2 positive 2 is on the circle. But if it was a different number, then it would not be. So just go ahead, do second enter, and it gives you this equation back again. All you have to do is go back here and change the coordinate for the next one. So I'm going to change it to 3. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to change it to 3. So I'm going to delete and change it to 3. So I have 3 minus 3. Then the y coordinate is 7 for the next number, right? So I'll just come here, make it 7, and delete this one. Didn't delete it. Delete. Oh, it delete the parentheses, sorry. So I have to do second insert parentheses. So I got 7 minus 2 squared. So I'm going to press enter. See that, oh, that also gives you 25. So you know for sure this is 25. That's going to be on a circle. So you have to keep on doing it. All together, we should have 5 answer. Okay, that's what you need to have. For the next problem, number 3, so the question is, a diameter of a circle has a radius end point negative 4, 2, 4, 2. What is the equation of the circle? So to write the equation of the circle, I need to know the center and I need to know the radius of the circle. Okay, and the only thing I have is if this was my circle, I know this is negative 4, positive 2, and I know this is 4, positive 2. Okay, so I need to know what would be the center and I need to know what would be the radius. Okay, so to find the center, all I need to do is find the midpoint. So to find center, you have to do a midpoint formula. Midpoint. Okay, so I'm sure you remember your midpoint formula. So I'll do negative 4 plus 4 divided by 2, comma, 2 plus 2 divided by 2. That will give you the midpoint of the circle. So you end up with 2 coordinates, and you go ahead and find that. Then the next thing is I need to know what's the radius, right? So to do radius, I have to distance formula. So I have to know the distance between the two. So when I do the distance between -4 all the way here, it's going to give me the diameter, but then I have to go ahead and cut it in half so that I know what the radius is. So I'll just do 4 minus -4 squared plus 2 minus 2 squared. So 4, the two negative end up being positive. So it end up being 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 squared is 64. 2 minus 2 is 0. So you end up with square root of 64, which is 8. So remember, 8 is going to be the diameter. So to find the radius, you have to cut it in half, which end up be 4. Okay. Then whatever you found from here would be your center, and this is going to be the radius, and plug it into the equation. Number 4, it says that given the equation of a circle, 1 plus x plus 1 squared plus 1 minus 3 squared equals to 24. What is the center of the circle and what's the diameter of the circle? So based on this, I need to know what's my center and what's the diameter. So, but I need to know what the radius first. So my center would be, since the equation of the circle is x minus x1 squared, right? x1 squared plus y minus y1 squared equals to radius squared. So this would be my center. So in this case, if it is positive 1, that means my center is -1. If this is -3 for y, my center is just +3. The radius will be the square root of 24. Okay, that's going to be my radius. So to find the diameter, all you do is times this by 2. So pick the answers for number 4. Number 5, the point 31 lie on a circle with the center to -4. What's the radius of the circle? So this is an easy one because they already gave you the center, which is 2 and -4, and they gave you one of the coordinate is 3, -1. So all you do is find the distance between the two. So use distance formula to find it. All right, the backside, number 6. All right, so this is the first day lesson. It says, find the length of the given minor arc AB. So I need to know what is the length of this only AB part. So I know when you have, and the degree of the this part is given to be 150 degree, right? When it's 150 degree, what is the length of AB, right? That's what we're looking for. I know when it is the whole circle, the formula is 2 pi radius, which in this case is 7.5. Okay, so that's what I got. So a lot of times when you do circles question, they don't want you to multiply at the pi. So we're just going to do it without multiplying it. So what I will do is I'll multiply 150 times 2 times 7.5. Okay, at the end I will include the pi. So that gives you 2,250 equals to 360 AB. Then I'll go ahead and divide this by 360 and I'll get 6.25 pi would be the answer. Okay, so the answer for this one would be 6.25 pi. So a lot of times the choice itself would have a pi, but if it doesn't have a pi, you can just go ahead and do 6.25 times it by pi and you'll be able to find the decimal answer. The same thing with number 7. It says find the area of the shaded region if the radius of G is 4. So if this is 4, so I will do the same thing, 60, and I'm trying to find the area of AGB, right? The whole shaded region. But I know when it's 360, I know the formula is pi radius squared, which is 16 squared. 16 pi. 4 squared is 16. So I can do 16 pi. So go ahead, cross multiply, divide it by 360, and you'll find it. Number 8 is a very tricky one. So I probably will do the whole thing. And there's a question just like this, of course, with a different number. So you have to be very careful. It says the area of the shaded region. So this shaded region is given to be 27 pi. The radius of the circle is given to be 6 inches. And this is where your x should be. That's what they're looking for. What is the value of x? So you're looking for the degree measure. So what I will do is, the only one I can find is what would be the degree measure of this angle. Then whatever it is, I can subtract it from 360. So I'll label this as my y. So when the degree measure is y, the area of the shaded region is 27 pi. When the degree is 360 degree, the area is going to be pi radius square, which is 36 pi, right? So since they both have pi, I'll just cross that out, okay? And then I'll just do 36y equals to 27 times 360. Okay, so I'll just get my calculator out. And so that you guys can see the number, all I have to do is 27 times 360, right? Oh, my 0 is here. Gives you this number. Then I need to divide it by 36. That gives me 270 degree. So the y, which is this degree from here to here, is 270 degree. So you're looking for x, so all you have to do is 360 minus 270 degree. Okay, that way you can do it. All right, number 9. Write the equation of the circle with the center and the diameter is 24. Remember, I have the center, very good. But for me to be able to write an equation of a circle, I need to know the radius. So if the diameter is 24, the radius will be what? 12. So all I have to do is x minus -5, which end up being +5 squared, not equal, plus y minus 0 squared, which is just going to be just y squared, right? Because y, any number minus 0 is just that number. Y squared equals 144. All I did was take 12 and make a square out of it. 12 squared will give you 144. All right, the last one is write the equation of the graph of the circle. Okay, so we're just going to write the equation of the circle. So to write equation of a circle, I need to know the center and I need to know the radius. Okay, since it's already graphed, I can find, okay, this is the distance. 1, 2, 3 should be, radius is 3. The center is this coordinate here. So I'm going to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So -4 and 2. So all you do is plug those numbers in into your equation. So if you guys can do this without any problem, you will definitely pass your quiz. The reason we decided to do it is because, with this short period of time, especially the even day class, you might need an additional review. That's why I decided to do the review. I hope it's helpful. After you watch the video, if you want to give me any comment, just go ahead and do a comment so that I can improve on the videos that I make for the test. Okay, thank you.